In every age, there have been men and women who seem to command a quiet gravity, the kind of presence that makes rooms fall silent and eyes turn, not because of beauty or wealth, but because of something less visible and far more powerful. This is the vibration of inner mastery, the aura of a person who has learned the secret art of conserving energy, of turning distraction into depth. The ancient Vedic seers called it ojas. The Stoics described it as virtues, and the Bible spoke of the still small voice that moves mountains within. Beneath all those names lies one truth: those who learn to direct their inner currents rather than scatter them become luminous in a way the world cannot ignore. In the Gurukuls of ancient India, young students were taught that their power did not come from external conquest but from the management of their internal world. They were trained to speak little, eat simply, wake before dawn, and channel their creative fire into study and service. Energy, they were told, is life's most sacred currency. To spend it mindlessly is to live in debt to chaos. To conserve it is to align with divinity. The modern person calls this focus, but it is deeper than productivity. It is the shaping of subtle forces that define one's spiritual gravity. When energy accumulates, it transforms into clarity, compassion, and confidence, the radiance that others feel as charisma. Greek philosophers observed the same phenomenon through a different lens. Socrates said that self-control is the foundation of all virtue, for without mastery over impulses, no wisdom or courage can endure. In the temples of Delphi, initiates were told, "Know thyself." That inscription was not a command to indulge in endless self-analysis, but to become intimate with the currents of emotion and desire to understand how easily the mind is pulled outward and how powerfully it can glow when turned inward. The Stoics later expanded this insight, teaching that freedom is found not in external pleasure but in internal order. To control one's attention is to control one's fate. The early Christian mystics spoke in similar terms. The body, said Paul, is the temple of the Holy Spirit. One must guard it with reverence. But this guarding was not repression, it was redirection. Fasting, silence, and meditation were tools for polishing the mirror of the heart so the divine light could reflect without distortion. When energy is misused, it dulls the mind. When it is refined, it becomes wisdom itself. Thus, every spiritual tradition, in its own language, pointed toward the same invisible law. Your presence in the world mirrors the discipline of your inner world. Modern psychology, though stripped of sacred language, now rediscovers this ancient equation through neuroscience. Studies show that those who practice restraint, whether through mindful attention, deliberate habits, or purposeful abstinence, develop stronger prefrontal control, better emotional regulation, and a calmer nervous system. Such individuals emit steadiness, and others subconsciously feel safe around them. What ancient sages called aura is in part the electromagnetic harmony of a regulated body and focused mind. The irony is that modern science proves what the ancients practiced by intuition. A composed mind literally changes the atmosphere around it. Imagine a man or woman who no longer spends every ounce of energy chasing stimulation, who no longer seeks validation in every glance or notification. Their face relaxes, their breathing deepens, and their gaze softens yet sharpens at once. People sense it without knowing why. It is not arrogance, it is coherence. When one's energy flows upward into purpose, creation, and contemplation, it becomes light rather than smoke. The world, hungry for stability, finds nourishment in such presence. This transformation is neither mystical nor reserved for monks. It begins with small disciplines, finishing tasks before starting new ones, practicing silence for a few minutes daily, breathing deeply when agitation arises, and learning to observe impulses instead of obeying them. Each act of restraint gathers a little more power in the core, forging what the Bhagavad Gita called sthitaprajna, steady intellect unshaken by desire or fear. Over time, this steadiness radiates outward as natural magnetism. Women and men alike are drawn to this energy because it speaks of safety and purpose. It is not about dominance or charm, but about resonance. The human nervous system instinctively trusts someone whose energy is settled, whose emotions do not leap at every stimulus. Just as a calm sea reflects the sky clearly, a calm person mirrors the higher self of everyone they meet. Attraction, then, is not conquest, it is recognition of harmony. The ancients symbolized this harmony through divine pairs: Shiva and Shakti, Logos and Sophia, Christ and the Church. These were never simply tales of romance, but metaphors for inner union, the balance of active and receptive forces within one being. When a person's energy is balanced, they become a microcosm of creation, a living equilibrium. Others feel this balance as peace, fascination, even love. It is not that they crave the person, they crave the serenity that person embodies. In today's restless culture, where speed is worshipped and distraction is constant, cultivating such presence is an act of quiet rebellion. The man or woman who guards their focus stands apart as though surrounded by invisible light. While others chase fleeting highs, they build reservoirs of strength. Their speech slows but carries weight. Their movements become deliberate. Their decisions align with higher principles. Without effort, they begin to lead, for leadership is the natural gravity of coherence. Even in business or art, this principle holds. Creative breakthroughs come not from scattered attention, but from conserved attention. A focused mind converts subtle energy into insight. A disciplined routine converts time into mastery. When you treat your energy as sacred, you stop wasting it on proving your worth and start investing it in becoming worthy. The result is not suppression, but transformation desire, sublimated into creation, impulse refined into intuition. Spiritual teachers of every age warned that unchecked indulgence fractures the self. Buddha called it the monkey mind, always leaping from branch to branch. But when the same restless mind is anchored in awareness, it becomes luminous. This is why meditation, prayer, or mindful breath feel empowering. They redirect current from outward noise to inward stillness. Retention, in any form, is essentially retention of consciousness. The effect of this inner work is visible even to the untrained eye. There is brightness behind the eyes, a grounded warmth in the voice, an ease in movement. It is not the vanity of youth, but the vitality of alignment. Others sense that this person is not seeking to extract energy, but to share it, not to impress, but to express. Such authenticity dissolves pretense and opens trust. It invites genuine connection instead of performance. Ultimately, energy mastery is about love in its highest form. When desire is disciplined, it turns into devotion to craft, to service, to truth. The heart that once scattered its longing among fleeting pleasures now pours it into something eternal. This devotion gives rise to joy independent of circumstance. From that joy radiates a subtle fragrance of ethereal aura that people feel more than see. Every civilization that achieved greatness began with individuals who understood this law. The warrior who fought not from rage but from duty. The philosopher who sought clarity over fame. The artist who labored in silence all practiced energy conservation in their own way. They proved that greatness is not granted, it is distilled. The same potential lies dormant in everyone, waiting for the moment when one chooses mastery over indulgence, presence over impulse. In the end, energy mastery is not about denial but direction. It is realizing that life's deepest pleasures bloom from depth, not excess. When you hold your attention steady, your actions gain meaning. When you hold your words few, they gain power. When you hold your energy sacred, it multiplies. The aura other sense is simply your soul, remembering its original order. And that is why, across centuries and cultures, those who master themselves seem to glow. Their silence speaks, their stillness attracts, and their presence heals. All right, you've got this incredible energy now. Don't let it dissipate. Before you click off, prove you were here. Smash that like button, and, if you're serious about this journey, hit subscribe right now. This isn't just a channel, it's a movement. I want to know where the next wave of power is coming from, so drop your city or country in the comments below. For direct answers and our inner community's best secrets, the Telegram link is in the description. And please, share this fire with the one person who needs it most today. Go be a force. Have a truly powerful day.